I'm Jim Bernheimer, author of Horror, Humor, and Heroes, Deadeye, Pennies for the Ferryman, and the soon-to-be-released Spirals of Destiny, Book 1, Rider. Today, I'll be reviewing Flankhawk by Terry W. Ervin II. In the interest of full disclosure, Gryphonwood Press is the publisher of two of my novels and is also the publisher of this novel. The title character, Flankhawk, is the mercenary named earned by Krish, a young farmhand who starts out by fighting zombies and goblins, but quickly progresses to larger and significantly more fearsome creatures such as ogres, giants, bone golems, panzers, and stukas. Yes, I said panzers and stukas. It's definitely not something you'd associate with a typical fantasy novel, so kudos to the author for that interesting twist. Mr. Irvin's world is our own world nearly 3,000 years in the future after a cataclysm that is cleverly revealed to the reader by the author at the beginning of each chapter. The novel sets up the sequel rather nicely and stands by itself as its own work. Overall, I'm going to give Mr. Irvin's debut novel 4 out of 5 stars. He writes action scenes and combat very well. There are some nifty innovations, such as the threat the zombie army possesses, and the requirement to use salted or blessed weapons to defeat them. I enjoyed the politics of the world, from the one character that was once a highly respected serpent-riding cavalryman and now is a lowly disgraced mercenary because of a noble's ire, to the concept that Krish has some healing magic that marks him as someone who will be drafted into the ranks of the healers, something he is continually trying to avoid. The action is fairly continuous and there is very little let up between scenes. It did keep the pages turning quickly. There were some things I would have liked to have seen in the novel, though. Krish was a little flat. He had very few motivations beyond waiting for the next mission to occur, and there never really got a sense of, okay, what did he do between the missions? The author does a good job of depicting Krish's sense of honor and duty very well, but I wanted to see a bit more out of the character. For instance, his sister was initiated into that order of healers at some point before the story begins. I would have liked to seen a flashback of that and to see what happens as somebody is basically taken from their family. And I never quite got the depth of his anger or the fear of the healers and that lifestyle. I do hope the author will delve into that in the sequel. As each successive mission progressed, there were a large number of redshirts, to borrow a Star Trek term, who were introduced and in a somewhat predictable fashion most met their end along the way. On the flip side, the author does a solid job of depicting how violent war can be and how deaths can occur in a split second. Another thing that felt a little off was I would have liked to have seen Lily and the Crusader character named Ruse introduced a bit sooner. Just a few chapters earlier, it might have helped me bond with those characters and become more invested with what happens to them. In summary, the story is an action-packed page-turner. There are a few flaws, but they don't really detract from the readability whatsoever. I wish Terry the best of luck, and I look forward to meeting him in person at Con Carolinas in early June, where many of the authors from Gryphonwood Press will be in attendance. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. For more information on the author, visit www.ervin-author.com. And for more information on my writings, visit www.jimbernheimer.com.